Hello everyone, welcome to the comic review. My name is Eric. This week we are going to be taking a look at a bunch of high-flying superheroes with super strength and other weird powers, and no, we are not going to be talking about heroes in Metropolis. Today we are going to be taking a look at some of the further adventures of Gotham and Gotham Girl in this week's Batman #2. That's right, today we are going to be taking a look at the second part to the I Am Gotham storyline in Batman, issue #2, written by Tom King and drawn by David Finch. This issue opens up with kind of an interesting character. It is Solomon Grundy. He pretty much goes through the entire Solomon Grundy poem that if you A, either know the poem, or B, you've been reading DC Comics for any considerable amount of time, you know pretty much what this character is about. We get him causing some trouble near the Statue of Justice, which is kind of like the Gotham City analog of the Statue of Liberty. We got Solomon Grundy fighting Gotham and Gotham Girl on, I guess, Justice Island, not Liberty Island, but yeah, fighting there with the Statue of Justice. The interesting thing about this is actually the first appearance of Solomon Grundy in the New 52 era on this Earth. And I say that because prior appearances of Solomon Grundy in the New 52 have actually been in Earth 2. Solomon Grundy started out as a villain of Alan Scott, and they brought that over when they did the New 52 reboot of the Earth 2 book and reimagined the Justice Society characters. One of the first villains that Alan Scott got over in that book was Solomon Grundy. So even though we have seen Solomon Grundy in the New 52, this is actually the first appearance on, I guess it's Earth 1, Earth Prime, that we have seen of that character. So surprise, surprise, Solomon Grundy is captured at the end of the book by Gotham and Gotham Girl with some assistance from Batman, who basically tells Gotham to be a better hero, because even though, yes, he would have caught Solomon Grundy on his own, he would have killed a couple people in the amount of time that it would have taken for Gotham to capture Solomon Grundy. So Batman kind of gives him a hard time over that, which in turn, though, Gotham actually requests Batman's help. He wants to be a better hero in Gotham City. He wants to better understand the city itself and how to fight crime in it. So he actually asks Batman for his help. From this point, we actually shift over to a scene of Bruce back in the Batcave with Alfred. He is talking to Alfred concerning Gotham and Gotham Girl, kind of talking about his own mortality in a way that we don't normally get from Bruce, I would think. He kind of almost talks about the futility of being Batman in Gotham City, and the fact that eventually, because of this plane crash, which again I argue Batman probably could have found a way around. I kind of feel like it was like a slight plot device that he couldn't have gotten around the plane crash in the last issue without the help of Gotham and Gotham Girl. But I feel like for a man who has technically cheated death twice in the last, decade of storytelling, with everything that happened in Batman R.I.P., everything that happened with Final Crisis, which I know really aren't in continuity, although I believe Dick Grayson replacing Batman is still in continuity. But then combine that with everything that happened in Endgame, and then going into the Bat Bunny era with Jim Gordon taking over as Batman, I feel like this attitude of Bruce's is very defeatist for a man who has repeatedly shown that he can overcome death. So, like I said, I feel like this fatalistic attitude that Batman has is very forced by the writing team to a point. It just doesn't feel like the super confident Batman that we have had over the majority of Batman's career. Most likely there is a story reason for this attitude, I would assume. Probably something's going to happen that shows Batman that he is needed more than he feels like he is in the city, and has to overcome great adversity to reach that point. But I mean, at this point, I don't feel like it's something that we need in the Batman. This is not indicative of the Batman that we have over in Detective Comics. The scene then shifts over to Jim Gordon working late at night, working on cases. He has a meeting with Bob Castro. he apparently admits to being the one who let Solomon Grundy loose when he was being transported to Arkham. He admits that he let him go, and then also gives a little bit of foreshadowing to a storyline that if you've been keeping up with news, keeping up with solicitations, you know is coming out having to do with the Monster Men. He actually even names the Monster Men in this scene, basically saying to Gordon, the Monster Men are coming, before killing himself. As of New 52 continuity, I don't think the Monster Men have shown up. Hugo Strange, I don't believe, has really shown up in the New 52 at all, and if he has, it's been more like a background thing. I don't think, except for maybe one or so appearances in Detective Comics early on, I don't think there have been any real sightings of Hugo Strange. I know Catwoman, I think, dealt a little bit with him at different points, but I don't believe Batman himself has fully dealt with Hugo Strange. I know his sons made appearances, but not the man himself. And for anybody wanting background on the Monster Men, I believe that they made their first appearance in Batman #1 way back in the day, and then that story was reimagined in post Crisis on Infinite Earths continuity in the limited series Batman and the Monster Men. So go ahead and give those books a read if you want a little bit of background on what this story could possibly be. But the groundwork is being laid here in these early issues of Batman for that crossover coming up in the next few months. So before Jim Gordon can get any more information out of Bob, he ends up actually killing himself. This leads Jim to light the bat signal, which Bruce, being at some charity event, I think up in Wayne Manor, he decides to leave the party and go meet with Jim. He gets a little bit of disagreement in that matter from Duke Thomas, aka Tweety Bird, until DC tells me a different name. So Batman, Gotham, and Gotham Girl meet up with Jim Gordon. Jim gives him a rundown of what happened already with Bob there killing himself and mentoring the Monster Men. He asks Batman if he'd heard anything about it. He says no, but I couldn't tell if it was like a no as in I don't know anything, or a no as in like, oh my gosh, no. So I don't know if Batman knows anything about what Hugo Strange is doing, if he has any idea. Weren't that clear on it, because then Gordon goes to talk to Gotham, who, instead of answering the question of, do you know anything about it, he kind of goes into this almost automated message type of response of, you know, we're here to save the city, we're here to help any way we can. It kind of wasn't the answer that Jim was looking for, but then when you go over and for Batman, Batman's gone. He doesn't even wait for Gotham and Gotham Girl to do anything. He's just gone. He does the Batman thing. Even Jim Gordon even says something about the fact that, you know, welcome to the team. He does this all the time. Get used to it. The last couple pages are dedicated to Hugo Strange meeting with one of his patients. He's flipping over photographs of the patient to the patient. He never names who it is, but it is a blonde inmate. He's basically showing him pictures of himself in various emotional states. It shows him a picture of him being sad. It's like, are you sad? Yes, sir, I'm sad. Here's a picture of you happy. Are you happy? Yes, sir, I'm happy. Because so it almost seems like it's like an emotional control, controlling the inmate's emotions is what Strange is doing. The little bit of twist on this is that I'm not sure who the general was that was in the room. If you guys want to let me know in the comments what who that general is, let me know. But the other woman in there is Amanda Waller. So I feel like the twist to this, as opposed to the original stories and original depictions with this, is that Amanda Waller is somehow involved with the creation of the Monster Men. I don't know if she's wanting them to be created as a alternative to Task Force X, the Suicide Squad. I'm also wondering, just popped in my head, is if this creation of the Monster Men or anything like that, I wonder if it has anything to do, and it probably does since it's modern comics and we can't have a storyline go for more than 6 issues. But I'm wondering if this whole story with the Monster Men and everything, I wonder if Gotham and Gotham Girl are part of a Hugo Strange experiment that either went right or wrong. You know, the general says something to Amanda about finally doing something to save Gotham City, and you know, we see these new high-flying superheroes who are now here to help save the city. So it makes me wonder if Amanda Waller had anything to do with the creation of Gotham and Gotham Girl. It's going to be kind of interesting to see how that all pieces together. Most likely we're not going to get the answers to these questions until the crossover between Batman, Detective Comics, and I believe Nightwing coming up in August, September. Overall, I enjoyed this issue. Like I said, there were a couple of character depictions I was not too fond of. Like I said, I feel like some things are being shoehorned in to make them work in the story as far as Batman's mental state in this. Also, you know, I'm kind of intrigued as to whether or not Amanda Waller has anything to do with Gotham and Gotham Girl, and looking forward to see how Nightwing is going to tie into this as well. Let me know what you guys think of this issue itself. Are you liking the depictions of the characters? Are you liking the writing? Or do you think Tom King is doing a good job with the book? Let me know in the comments below. Let's start guessing as well as to what Duke's code name is going to be once he gets more than one page of screen time in these Batman books. So thank you guys for tuning in to this edition of the Comic Review. Go ahead and leave comments below. If you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and give us a like as well as subscribe to the channel. Hit me up on social media. We post on there when new reviews are up, and I will see you guys in the next review. Later.